Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is Idioms 308. The idiom today is make my day, or make one's day, like something might make one's day, or you might tell somebody to make my day by doing something. Okay, let's take a look at the note here. If someone says that something made his or her day, it caused them to feel very happy. Yeah, this is the way we most commonly hear it now. It could be something simple. I don't know, maybe some dessert you had that day or some food. You say, that made my day. Or, it's kind of like might have been the highlight of your day, the most exciting and the most interesting part of the day. So we say something made your day, I don't know, worth living, or, something that made you really happy that day. To be a worthy day. All right, let's continue. Number 2 here, though, it has a second meaning. Sometimes this phrase is also used when you want to challenge another person to a competition, fight, or argument. The idea is one will greatly enjoy or get satisfaction out of defeating, beating, punishing, or making one suffer. Okay, let's continue. This phrase was popularized due to a 1983 movie called Sudden Impact. The actor Clint Eastwood played a tough cop called Dirty Harry Callahan. And actually, he made a number of movies. They were usually just Dirty Harry is usually the way the movies were referred to. But, he because this line became so popular, I think he made about 3 or 4 movies, about this character, and they sometimes repeated the same sort of scene. But let's go on. So I think in the first one here, in one main scene, he encourages a criminal who was threatening to kill a hostage. I do remember this. I remember this when I was young. I actually seen this in the movie. It did really, like, wow, that was kind of a cool scene, that people often thought of. He says, go ahead, make my day, meaning that if you do it, it will give him a free license and a perfect excuse to shoot and kill that criminal, which he, implied would give him great pleasure. Yeah, so normally in the movies before this or something, like if they have a hostage, they say, no, don't worry. Yeah, but he was such a tough guy. He was like, yeah, all right, go ahead. You want to go kill that person? Go ahead. And then you are dead. He's had the gun right on him. So go ahead. You want to dare to do that? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Make my day. Showing that if he did it, well, yeah, I would. That'll give me great pleasure to have to, kill somebody who is maybe he thought was a bad guy or a lowlife or something like that. So that was the idea. All right, let's continue. They say this phrase was not first used by the Dirty Harry character. It was said by a character called Tom Walsh in the film Vice Squad, which was only a year earlier, in 1982. However, it was Clint Eastwood's character that popularized this phrase. And then it worked its way into our language, that everybody started saying something made their day. All right, so let's look. We got 3 examples of how we use it today. Here's the first one. That surprise gift she gave me really made my day. Yeah, maybe somebody gave you something and made you happy that day. Wow, that was so nice. Or number 2, this would be kind of like the one here about the beating or punishing. I hope she does challenge me to a match. Nothing would make my day more than beating her. Maybe you would enjoy that. That would give you great satisfaction. Of course, this is at a sport. And number 3 here. The main reason I visit her so often in the nursing home is because I know my visit really makes her day. So maybe this was a relative or something, and maybe it's not easy to visit them so often, but you feel a little guilty, that maybe they're lonely, and if you don't come, they'll be there all day by themselves. So you try to still make it because you know that maybe you're the person that kind of makes their day. That's the one of the happy thing that they look forward to in that day. So it makes their day. Okay. Anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it's clear. Hope it's informative. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.